Antisocial acolytes.
Okay, yeah, Nick Fuentes fans were about to shit on some leftists, so
Y'all might like that. Yeah.
yeah, you guys would probably like that, you fucking droolers.
Got a lot of leftist commentators picked out that we watch here and there, I'd say. I mean, some of them I don't watch, some of them you don't watch, but a good portion of them. So we're going to be giving our opinions on them and ranking them on a tier list. And we've got the oh so undesirable shit lib tier as well on here to look out for. So
Yeah, who's gonna go in the shit lib tier? So we're gonna start with this guy. I don't know who this is.
that is Hassan Piker there.
Shit lib. Nah, I was kidding.
Pretty good hunk of a man. Very hunky, well-spoken guy. I really enjoy his content. Enjoy the way he explains concepts, and also can shit on right-wingers pretty easily. So to me he's an S.
So I don't really know anything about him at all. So this is really unfair for me to have an opinion. So that means whoever I say go in the S tier goes in the S tier. So this is his free one. So next up we have Markiplier, I guess. It looks like fucking Markiplier. I don't have my fucking... Aren't they the same? Aren't Markiplier and Destiny the same person?
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced.
To me, he is a clear shit lib.
Yeah, from the little I've seen, he's pretty fucking dull, honestly. Like, I mean, I'm sure he's entertaining. It's fun to watch him, like, shit on people, but just in the same way it's fun to watch Ben Shapiro shit on people. It's just easy bait most of the time. I'm not saying that he's not a talented debater or anything like that. Certainly has his strengths there, so he can make entertaining content. Honestly, I'd probably, if I didn't think he was a fucking shitty politically, I'd put him at the D tier just because.
Yeah, I'd agree. This is purely because of his politics. He is literally a shit lib.
Next up, we have Blackmail Doesn't Exist Kolinsky here.
Whoa. Coming out hostile.
So Kyle Kolinsky runs the
Seltzer Boy.
Yeah, the somewhat popular show Secular Talk. It's actually pretty entertaining, and he's kind of really a non-interventionist when it comes to drama and shit. He recently entered some. We covered that in our last stream. But overall, his takes are really solid most of the time.
He got me into politics pretty much. I discovered him around like when Bernie Sanders was running in the 2016 race. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to pay attention this time around and figure out what politics I care about. And just from like searching and like looking around at things I view, I found his channel. I am very biased to him. I align with a lot of his views, not all of them. I've kind of moved a little further to the left, I'd say, than him in recent years, but I would give him an S tier.
So honestly, I would move him down here, and then I could live with putting him at the top of the A tier, because sometimes he fucking is just kind of wrong. But most of the time, I'm gonna put him S tier. You have no S tier then. I'm gonna put him S tier. Yeah, I'll put him S tier, but Hassan is not. I don't know enough about him to put him. You know, it's kind of unfair, but.
Hey, this is a two-way street, motherfucker. If you don't know anything, then you got nothing. Okay.
Hey,
no. If anything, put Hassan S and Kyle A.
What?
If anything, because you actually know Kyle and have more of a problem with him. If anything, you were gonna put him shit lib.
Well, I was kidding.
You don't know nothing about Hassan, so my opinion.
I'd actually put Kyle at an A. If this was like, if I knew who this was and we could just put him there, I'd put Kyle at an A. Like if this didn't exist, fucking Hassan Piker.
You should put him at an S and Kyle an A.
Okay, so I'll keep it like that. So next up we have Jank. Yep. Then we have Anna.
Jank Uger, the uncle of the fucker you don't know anything about. I don't like hate Jank, but like very too close to the center for me. He likes capitalism and way too much for my own personal taste. I would not consider him shit lib level as Destiny, so I would put him in D tier personally.
Honestly, I like Destiny more than I like Jank, but you sure?
Oh, I like Destiny more than I like Jank, but if we're talking shit lib, like he's locked into shit lib.
Yeah, I guess we're showing how close to leftist they are. Honestly, I would put them both. And I would put them at the same fucking area. But
see, yeah, look, we put Hassan in S, so you can put Jank in Chitlib.
Okay, Anna, yeah. Prince Caspian. Yeah. Not really much to say there. She's just jank, but worse. And she's jank, but she yells. She's like, "You fucking idiots don't support this and that and war and fucking made up bullshit stories about Russia." Ooh, she's certainly worse than Jank and Destiny.
Yeah,
Because
just
she's
a
not even
little worse.
entertaining. She's
No.
fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of my least favorite aspect of the Young Turks, and there's not a lot of aspects there to begin with.
My least favorite aspect is literally 50 to 60% of the show. Okay, so next up we got Jimmy Dore. So Jimmy Dore is also, I can't say leftist because I'll trigger the one fucking anarcho-syndicist out there or whatever, but he's a progressive voice who's, I would consider probably a baby socialist. He talks shit. He's really a shit stirrer for the most part. He's really entertaining. He has good takes on policy whenever he's not talking shit about other people. He's really based there. He has a lot of people on that'll tell the truth, like Glenn Greenwald. Jimmy Dore,
I like him B. He's a B for me.
I'd almost put him at A, but yeah, he's kind of... Jimmy Dore only has one option, and that's nuclear. We'll just stop it
It's
there.
a little too nuclear sometimes.
He's
man.
a little too nuclear. And we don't need that on the left. What we need are pussies. We need fucking pushover pussies, dude. That's what we need on the left right now. I'd almost put him at A, honestly, just because he's very consistent with his content and the quality of it. I think I'll put him at A. This is probably the last time these two will look at each other after what happened. Scotty Kirk here. This is TJ's brother. He's also one of the 3 hosts on the hit podcast.
I just see him as mini TJ, so I would just put him a tier below what I'd put TJ at, I guess.
Scotty's a lot more kind of tame than TJ is kind of what he is. Actually, his episodes on Deep Fat Friday are really solid because he always picks really fucking fun and interesting topics. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty solid. He doesn't really have his own voice other than being TJ's brother. But I think that's gonna change soon. I think Scotty's probably got some stuff, but he's kind of... I don't really think he's just there. I mean, he's just kind of there to hang out, though, and be a cool guy. I'll give him a B just because we haven't seen much from him, but that does not mean in any way I don't like him. Go Sam Cedar, the guy who trolled Steven Crowder and voices some guy on Bob's Burgers.
He has a very dry show, you know, not very... It's just a lot of straight, boring political content, you know. Not too over-the-top, hyperbolic. So that kind of bumps him down a bit, but I would say he pumps out some really solid content. But I will say at times it's kind of like, okay, I could watch something else.
Yeah, it's more boring than us, so...
It's about like a C, maybe.
I think I'd give him a C, too. So next up is Paul's Ego, which is another host on Deep Fat Fried. Was also on The Drunken Peasants. He also hosts his own. It's called Ideology. He's kind of a dick, but also, like... He's pretty based most of the time. Like a real person though too, so I kind of respect him. But yeah, he's kind of a band Nazi. But it's just because he's like sensitive or some shit. I don't know. He's okay though. I enjoy him, and I think he's
I don't know a lot about him. I'd probably put him at a B.
Probably
from what I have seen.
I'd almost put him at an A. So Paul, if you're watching this, which you're not, you belong in the A tier. But yeah, I made that concession with Hassan, so maybe we'll put him in the A tier. Fuck it.
Wow, simp.
So next up we have, S tier. That's TJ the Amazing Atheist.
He formed a lot of our early on views and guided us a lot when we were youngins.
He saved us from theism. Not much to say there. He's just really fucking awesome. He's the only reason I sign on to YouTube most of the time because he makes my day just a little bit better. So last but not least, we have me. Oh wait, 1 second. Oh god, okay. I'm just covering my eyes for this whole segment. So we have Mr. Ian Vaush. He's a guy that exists.
So he's a pretty big voice on the left, especially as of late. You know, does his thing, streams. He's a little bit of a debate bro. Got that little Destiny debate bro kind of vibe to him a little bit. A lot of his views I honestly align with in theory from what I hear from him, but he says a lot of dumb shit. It kind of goes against a lot of what he says most of the time.
You know, is it kind of like a sin if I say he's ugly, considering, like...
Y'all are twins? Yeah, I don't know. Might be a little bit of a self-own there.
Except, he's been to the groomer. Yeah. Or maybe he is the groomer. Oh, let's make baseless accusations. No, I'm just kidding, Vaush. I'm sorry.
Well, wait, first of all, I'm pro the United States pulling out of Afghanistan. I don't think I actually said otherwise explicitly in that clip. I just said that bad things would happen if we did. See, the problem is there are a lot of people on the left, I guess Kyle Kalinske fits in on this too, whose understanding of foreign policy is as simple as like no more war, anti-interventionism, no more war, and
Wow, what a bad thing to have as your view of foreign policy.
What a bad
That's
take.
how it fucking should.
No more colonialism.
No intervention. Let's
Yeah, like what?
Like,
yeah, Shionhead does this too. The reality is that
Vaush
the
is
real
just like,
terror of
yeah, I'm smarter than
occupation
everyone
is
else.
destabilization.
I'm smarter than everyone else. You know, Kyle Kalinske, fuck him. Shoe, fucker. Jimmy Dore. Oh, don't even get me started on Jimmy Dore.
So you have your boots on the ground, and the U.S. comes in and they commit horrible atrocities. They kill a bunch of people, and sanctions and starvation and death and what have you. But the long-standing destruction of infrastructure and of the civil society that we invaded ensures that unless there's some remnant of a legitimate government after we leave, things are just going to like fall apart. It's going to become a failed state after our absence. So the solution to that would be ideally to not invade other countries.
whoa, how profound.
Hot fucking take.
You see, I don't have a lot of problems with what he's saying here, like, overall, but he just says dumb shit that goes against that on top of it, especially as we'll see in a little bit.
Rape is
That
bad.
would be nice. Why do we have a
But
responsibility
that's what he
to
always
influence the
does.
government?
Yeah.
He always has a
rules
butt.
over Afghanistan? If you're going to leave Afghanistan, I think it's nice that you make sure the Taliban doesn't just conquer all of Afghanistan as soon as you leave. I just think that's nice, personally. I think that's cool.
Really drinking the Kool-Aid there, dude. Well, I think it would be if the U.S. military actually did what the government says it's used for. That would be cool. Okay.
There's more ways to go against preventing the Taliban than just American intervention and American foreign policy. We have a United Nations. Can support
Basically,
their
they
government,
shouldn't leave
fund the
until
state.
they finish their mission. Yeah, because then it becomes, oh, we gotta stop Al Qaeda. Oh, and then now it's, oh, we gotta stop ISIS, and now it's we gotta stop this, we gotta stop that. And it's like, dude, if you're gonna set that kind of barrier there, yeah, well, it becomes, oh, we gotta stop Al Qaeda, we gotta stop ISIS, we gotta stop this, we gotta stop that. And it's a never-ending thing. Yeah, would it be nice in theory if that actually was the way it worked? Sure, I guess. But I'm not going to ever say the U.S. going into a fucking a Middle Eastern country or any other country is a good thing. Because at the end of the day, why are they there? To keep up and prop up the oil tycoons that give us cheap oil and trade and selling weapons. That's why we sold Saudi Arabia fucking a shit ton of weapons after Jamal Khashoggi or whatever the fuck his name was fucking murdered by the crown prince.
Ideally, the best way to handle that would be to not destabilize the Middle East to begin with. A little late to the boat on that one. But following that, there are ways that you can arrange like multilateral or like United Nations resolutions to protect like given parts of the country, or like set goals for government restructuring. For example, I'm a little uneducated on this, but if I remember correctly, isn't Iraq's new government super corrupt and not really respected by the population of Iraq? Like, it was basically like a puppet government that we put up there after Saddam Hussein and, you know, likewise got taken down. But I don't think there was a genuine effort to actually build a stable government. There was an effort to build a government that was amenable to us, or amenable to us. And we got that, but...
Is he about to make the argument that we should have stayed there longer to make a stable government? Like, what is he talking about? Oh, we did our job. The U.S.'s job is to install puppet dictators there in order to get that fucking oil and shit.
So there are certainly better and worse ways to exit nations that we've invaded. Pulled out in the dead of the night. We kind of just pulled a sneaky. You know what I mean? Biden started pulling people out of Afghanistan like when you wake up after a regrettable one-night stand and you want to zip on out the window real quick. He pulled a little sneaky on them. Anyway, there are a lot of people with, I'm going to be like totally frank, a really weak understanding of foreign policy that does...
Literally, whenever Trump pulled out of Syria, or started to pull out of Syria, so many fucking libtards were like, what about the Kurds? What about the Kurds? What about our ally? We gotta help out our ally! And it's like, dude, in a relationship like that where you're somewhere you don't belong, that's like a prison friendship, okay? You're both there. That's why you're friends, because you're both in the same shitty situation. You both have the same common enemy, which is like, you know, in the prison population, the guards of the world, whatever the fuck. But there it was ISIS, and the Kurds helped fight ISIS with the U.S. The U.S. just pulled out, and they were like, oh no, the Kurds are gonna fucking fall, oh, because they buy the whole story about Assad and chemical weapons and shit like that. And also, I mean, the Kurds do deserve their own little part of Syria, because, it's their land, whatever. But, it's not really our job to ensure that.
Nothing that I've said in this clip is pro-war. It's, for fuck's sake, if you're going to do the war, don't end it in a way that kills a fuck ton of people. Like, that's really obvious.
Vaush always does this whole little shtick where he always plays devil's advocate. He wouldn't call it that, but he's always like, well, I mean, if you're gonna genocide people, you might as well not, you might as well finish the job. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Vaush? Like, why does his head always goes here? He fucking gives stupid fucking arguments like this. Like, well, we were already there. We might as well finish what we're there to do. We might as well continue the fucking ruination and destruction of the country and destabilization of its people and murder of its people with fucking drones and bombs and shit like that. Vaush, you don't have to make that argument. Nobody fucking respects the argument you're making except for libs.
It's like, it's bad if you stab a person. The stabbing has already happened, but if you just immediately pull the knife out without any consideration, they're going to bleed out. Like, sometimes the knife has to be kept in a little longer.
War, a little different than a stabbing. The concept of wow, Vaush really likes to be like, man, these people have no understanding of intervention. Oh, it's just like when you stab somebody and they bleed out. Like, no, let's get the fuck out of there, and so we prevent any more harm. There's no bleeding here that happens. We fucking try to send reparations and do what we can to build back the damage we brought, but like not with our military presence there.
Seems pretty clear to me that there's a big difference between that's a very shitty analogy. The longer the US is there, the longer the conflict lasts, the more resources are spent, the more lives that are going to be lost. And I understand he's like, well, we might as well install a puppet dictator while we're there because it's better than having no leader at all for them. That's literally, he would agree with that. He would agree with that. If the U.S. can choose to, before it pulls out, there's no leader of the state right now because we did whatever we do to them. We can install a puppet dictator, or we can just leave and say, fuck it, I don't fucking know. What can we do? And I guess his argument is, well, then the Taliban would take over, blah, blah, blah. That's the same argument that the fucking military-industrial complex uses. Is, the Taliban's going to take over. I think that they lie a fuck ton about what's going on in there, for one thing. I'm sure a lot of us can probably agree on that. It's really not best to, learn things from three-letter agencies. Yeah, you're basically sympathizing with the military-industrial complex there by saying you want the war to last longer. So, Vaush can formulate an okay argument sometimes.
I would personally put him at about a D, if not for it fills out the list nicely, and I like him a little bit, but not too much, so I'd say that looks a little good.
He's more entertaining than Sam.
Yeah.
But also he's literally one step away from being a lib. I don't know when I've heard him advocate for anything remotely left-wing other than, so he's a social leftist, is what a social issues leftist. He's the fucking one of the proponents behind the class reductionist thing that was going on about this time last year within this whole community here. He was like, everybody's a class reductionist. Oh, you think that class is important and more important than racial issues, or you think it solves racial issues? Well, that's class reductionist. So let me tell you why class isn't above all. Let me tell you why it's okay to have an elite if we live in a world that's free of racism. So it's okay. It's okay if capitalism rapes and robs everybody of their time and livelihoods, but as long as the corporations aren't racist, it's okay. And that's his take, pretty much. Basically just saying, we need to solve social issues first. And it's like, no, dude. Did you know that eliminating class and helping out those in poverty would disproportionately be a net positive for minorities who are among the nation's poorest and make up a very large percentage of that? That would definitely help with racial inequality in America, but that's a class reductionist thing, is to say class above all, because that's the one thing we're all united under. That's the one thing that helps all of us. But no, apparently we got to worry about race issues above that. Which, ironically enough, I dub him a race reductionist in the fact that he doesn't, really address class issues all that often, or at least whenever those two coincide, he always chooses race above everything else because he wants to be woke or whatever, instead of focusing on the pragmatic sense of what would actually help America's people and actually help minorities more than sensitivity training or whatever his solution is. Solid D, because sometimes he formulates an okay argument, though.
Hey, if you enjoyed that, then make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it, ring the bell, whatever the hell, and get ready for the next Antisocial Acolytes stream this Wednesday coming up. We stream on Wednesdays. That's a thing we do. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe for that.